What's up, everybody? This is Brandon Ramsey from the Construction Crew and Construction Crew Strength Systems. On this day, I just decided to film my warm-up and the mobility work that I do before a bench press session. So this was actually filmed yesterday on Tuesday. This is my dynamic effort upper body workout, which called for 10 sets of 2 at 75% of my 1 rep bench press max, which came out to 225 pounds. So a lot of times I start off my mobility work, my warm-ups, with just a little bit of foam rolling. I know this has kind of been a hot topic, not necessarily recently, but it's in the past few months I've heard a lot of people talking about whether you should do any sort of rolling out before your workout or whether that's done after your workout. In my opinion, it's really just about what makes you feel good to perform your workout. So while I don't necessarily agree with doing, 15 minutes of hardcore foam rolling before your workout, I do think that it can be beneficial to just do a little bit, work out some tight spots, and if it makes you feel good when you go onto the bench press, then I think you should do it. So usually, you can see it right here. This was filmed live, so I don't even spend 2 minutes actually rolling out. I just, for an upper body workout, I'll go over my upper back, work my way all the way down to my lower back. I'll roll over a couple times, and one time I'll go really slow and just kind of rock back and forth just to get out any tight spots. Then I'll do each lat individually, and then I'll move on. Even on upper body days, I'll roll out my hamstrings a little bit just so I can work on getting my feet back underneath me and not have super tight hamstrings when I'm on the bench. So like I said, pretty much my overall opinion on foam rolling pre or post workout, I just think you have to do what feels good to you. It just makes my body feel warmed up. It makes me feel ready to go. If I do literally just a couple minutes of foam rolling, go over everything really quick, get a couple of the bigger knots out, and then I feel ready to go. I'll move on to other stuff. There's a lot of other more active sort of warm-ups that I'll do for my upper body sessions, but I do still like to go over my upper body, over my lats, and then go over my hamstrings before I move on to some other things. After I finish my foam rolling work, I will move on to a lacrosse ball. Especially recently, I'm not sure why, but right around my rear delt area, I've just been really, really tight, and this lacrosse ball just feels amazing every time that I do it. I honestly look forward to getting to do this before my upper body sessions. So usually I'll spend 30 to 60 seconds on each side. I'll start up towards the trap and just kind of work my way down. You can see it here in the video. I'm just kind of rocking back and forth, just rolling over any hard spots, anything that I need to work out of there. I'll play around with my arm placement, just trying to hit anything that I need to hit. Like I said, I'll rock back and forth, I'll roll up and down, or I'll just kind of smash it in there and try to get out any tight spots, work through any pain that I might have, and then I'll just move on to the other side. Like I said, I usually spend, at most maybe 60 seconds per side, and this is a really good way to work out some kinks and get your shoulders and your lats engaged and ready to bench press. So after I finish up with my lacrosse ball work, I'll move on to a few more active exercises before I actually move on to the bench press. Once I actually get to the bench press, there's obviously a barbell warm-up that I'll do, and then obviously I work up to my working sets. However, I'll probably save that for a separate video when I actually film my bench press. So once I'm done with the lacrosse ball and foam rolling work, I'll move on and hit my rear delts. I think this is a really important exercise to do before and after, just for overall shoulder health and things like that when you bench press a lot, as I'm doing some face pulls. Generally, I'll just do 1 or 2 sets of 15, whatever I feel I need to do that day to get warmed up. It's kind of a overarching theme, in my opinion, of a warm-up, whether it's lower body, upper body, whatever you're doing. I just think you have to go by feel. It should be individualized, and almost it should go day by day. There's some days that you might not need to do as much, and there's some days that you might need to spend 20 minutes warming up. Especially before my lower body days, I spend a little bit longer warming up. There's a lot of times when I'm in the weight room for half an hour before I even put a barbell on my back. Same thing for a day when I'm bench pressing. Some days like this, I warmed up for maybe 8 minutes before I actually started bench pressing. Some other days it might be 15 minutes. Here you can see I just do some straight arm lat pulldowns. This is just a good way to get your lats activated and make sure your upper body's warmed up. Moving on here, I'll do some a little dumbbell circuit to get my shoulders warmed up. I'll do some front raises. I'll do some side lateral raises, and then I'll just kind of lift the I really don't know what to call it, but the next exercise you'll see after this is a great way to warm up your delts and especially the front of your delts, and then I'll just do some other like rear delt flies, almost like a rowing motion to get my lats activated. Um, this is probably the warm up that I've been doing the longest. Some of this other stuff kind of comes and goes as I find things online or some things that I want to implement into my own warm up. But this little barbell circuit here, I just do 10 reps one time through of everything. This is something I've been doing for years and something that I really feel like gets my shoulders warmed up for the bench press. The last little circuit that I'll do before I actually move on to the bench press is this last little dumbbell circuit. This is just done with 10 pounds, so it's really just enough to warm up your joints, activate the muscles a little bit, but I'll do 10 to 15 dumbbell flies, 10 to 15 dumbbell bench presses, and then I'll do some dumbbell skull crushers. This is really good to warm up your elbows and also obviously to activate your triceps a little bit. And then I'll just put the dumbbells together and do a few presses that way. That activates the chest and also keeps your triceps firing more as well. So I'll just go through this really quick. Usually just one set through, but like I said again, this is kind of individualized by the day. You can go through 2 or 3 times if you really feel like you need some extra work. So this is a typical warm-up that I'll do and some mobility work that I'll do before my bench press sessions. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave a comment down below of what you'd like to do and subscribe now. Thanks for watching.